Okay, so we're doing the ventral side of the lower half of the cat. Boom. Alright, so first muscle that we have is the sartorius, which is right here. It's a thin muscle that covers all the deeper muscles. The function is that it adducts and rotates the thigh and extends the knee. The insertion is the tibia and the patella, and the origin is the ilium or the iliac crest. The next muscle that we have is right here. It's called the gracilis. It's another thin muscle that covers the deeper muscles. The function is adduction of the thigh. The insertion is the medial surface of the tibia, and the origin is the pubic symphysis. Next, we have the abductor femoris, which is right here. That's right here. The function is the adduction of the thigh, the insertion is the femur, and the origin is the pubis. And then we have the adductor longus, which is right here, and that's the adduction of the thigh, the insertion is the femur, and the origin is the pubis. The next one we have is the pectineus, which is way in here. It's the little dark muscle, tiny itty bitty. The function is the adduction of the thigh, the insertion is the lesser trochanter of the femur, and the origin is the anterior pubis. Next we have iliopsoas, which is up in here underneath of the like the fat part of the belly. The function is the flexor of the trunk or the hip. The insertion is the ilium, and the origin is the lumbar vertebrae. Then we have the semimembranosus, which is right here, and it extends the thigh. The insertion is the distal end of the femur, and the origin is the ischium, which is in the pelvic area. Next we have semitendinosus, which is right here, and that flexes the lower leg. The insertion is the tibia, and the origin is the ischium. Next we have the tensor fascia lata, which is right here, and the function is it flexes and adducts the thigh. The insertion is the tensor fascia, and the origin is the iliac crest. Next we have the rectus femoris, which is right here. This muscle right here. The function is flexes of the thigh and extends the lower leg. The insertion is the tibia, and the origin is the ilium. And then we have the vastus lateralis, which is right in the middle of those two. And it extends the legs. The insertion is the tibia, and the origin is the femur. Next we have the vastus medialis, which is right here. The function is it extends the leg. The insertion is the tibia, and the origin is the femur. Next is the vastus intermedius, and you can't see it, but it's right along here. And it extends the leg. The insertion is the tibia, and the origin is the femur. Then we have the gastrocnemius, which is over here, right here. And then it extends the foot for plantar flexion. The insertion is the calcaneus, and the origin is the femur, and that is also part of the Achilles tendon. Next we have the soleus, which extends the foot, which is right here. The insertion is the calcaneus, and the origin is the fibula. Then we have the tibialis anterior, which is right here. The function is the dorsiflexion of the foot, so picking up their foot. The insertion is the first metatarsal, and then the origin is the tibia and the fibula. And then we have the flexor digitorum longus, which
Excuse me.
excuse me, which is in here, and then that flexes the digits to the toes. The insertion is the phalanges, and the origin is the tibia and the fibula.
And that is it.